there's a lot of things like terrorism, corruption, pornography, all these things that is in the world right now. Obviously, God didn't create those things, so someone else, say devil created them. But God is powerful than devil, so why did God let devil create this thing which degrades the world that he created, degrade the people that he created? Why would God let devil or someone else do that?
Okay, great question. This gentleman asks, if your God is so good, then why is there so much evil? Why is there so much suffering? Great question. Ultimately, I do not know why God allowed evil, suffering, and death. For thousands of years, philosophers and theologians have struggled with that question. They've never come up with an ultimate answer, and I can promise you, sir, I don't know ultimately why God allowed it. But as a Christian, I have to think. First point, I am convinced that God created us with a free will, which means God did not create this shirt. Human beings exercised the gift of creativity and manufactured a shirt. But human beings don't have to manufacture just shirts. We can manufacture guns, we can manufacture bombs, and a sniper can pick up a gun and blow people away from 100 yards. That's not God doing that. That's free, autonomous individuals behaving in evil ways, creating evil. You and I are the recipients of a lot of good. You're a student here at the University of Florida. The University of Florida was not put together last summer. Obviously, the University of Florida, which is a marvelous university, was put together over many years by people who sacrificed and who worked hard. And you're the beneficiary. You get the opportunity to study here, which is an awesome privilege. But you see also, when we human beings make wrong decisions, there are ripple effects, there are consequences. So when we human beings choose to hurt each other, to be racist, to date rape, to abuse, to batter people, there are consequences. Life begins to unravel. Now, what's the main point of the book of Job? Well, one of the main points of the book of Job is you and I are not born into a fair world. You and I are born into an unfair world. Not because God created it that way, but because human beings told God to take a hike. He partially honored their request, took a step back from planet Earth, and chaos erupted. Now, the bottom line to the problem of suffering is there a solution to suffering, evil, and death? Does God give a rip about dying people? And the amazing message of the New Testament is God is a suffering God who became man in Jesus Christ. He lived a sinless life. And then what did life do to the most perfect human being that ever lived? It kicked him in the teeth. He was nailed to a wooden crossbeam. He suffered blood and died on that cross to pay the penalty for human sin. But God, who is all-powerful and all-wise, takes that horrible death of Christ and flips it on its ear and uses it for good. It's the death of Christ on the cross that is the vehicle through which God offers us forgiveness and eternal life. Now, my atheist agnostic friend, let's go to the hospital. Come, my atheist agnostic friend, let's go to the room where the baby lies whose body's being shredded by terminal cancer. Come, my atheist agnostic friend, what is your solution? Ultimately, you have no solution. Hunk of primordial slime, evolved to a higher order, is disintegrating. Tough luck, baby. Your mama didn't read her horoscope. It's fate, destiny, chance. I, as a follower of Christ, will walk to the other side of the bed, and I too will hold that baby's hand and seek to comfort that child. But in Jesus Christ, I have a suffering God who gives a rip about suffering people, dying people, so much so that he bled and died on a cross to provide the ultimate solution to suffering and death. Forgiveness and eternal life into heaven, well, there will be no more death, no more suffering, no more pain. Bottom line question is, do you and I have God's solution to the very real problem of suffering and pain? Do you and I have Jesus Christ?